So, welcome to class. Today we are doing something called a ladder flow, which means we are building a flow step by step. So we do the first maybe 3 or 4 movements, and then we repeat that, and then we add on 1 or 2, and then we repeat all of that, and then we add on 1 or 2 more. And we keep repeating the first movements all the way through, and then we add on every time we restart the flow. And this happens about 6-ish repetitions. And then we have some time to just flow through the whole sequence. So come down onto your back, reach the arms overhead and the feet far away. Give yourself a long body stretch. Take a deep breath in, maybe wiggle a little bit from side to side, lengthening into the right side, lengthening into the left side. Feel the spine arching off the floor. And find center here. Take another deep breath in. And then hug the right knee to the chest. Give it a squeeze in towards your chest. Maybe some movements from side to side or back and forth. We are moving into our supine twist. So draw that right knee across the body, open up the right arm. Maybe shuffle your hips a little bit towards the right so that you can stack one hip on top of the other. And then from here, just close the eyes, have a few slow breaths. And we are coming back to center, hips to the middle. Give yourself a full long body stretch again, breath in. And then left knee to the chest. Give it a squeeze, a shake, any movements that you feel like. And then drawing that leg across the body, find a supine twist, move your hips a little bit underneath you. And then slowing down the breath again here. And coming to center, move the hips to the middle. One last big stretch, arms overhead, legs long, breath in. And then both knees to the chest. This time, squeeze both knees and do little side to side movements here. Or maybe you want to move the knees in circles to massage the lower back onto the floor a little bit. Nice. Now from here, we're going to come up to stand, actually. So grab a hold behind the knees. Curl yourself up into a little ball, so chin to chest, forehead to the knees, and then start to rock and roll up and down the spine for a few moments. And we want these rocks to be really big and powerful, because in 3 rocks, we are standing up in our chair pose without touching the floor. 3 and 2, all the way up onto the feet, reach the arms forward, find your chair pose, hold, and that was your practice. So we're going to do that one more time. Come down, we rock for 3 and 2, last 1, up on the feet, reach the arms, find your chair pose, hold, reach the arms up, inhale, and hands to heart center, exhale. Pause here, close the eyes for a moment, resting the hands at heart center. Take some deep breaths here, connecting with the breath. Once we start to get familiar with the flow that we are building today, the breath wants to become the leader of the movements, if possible. So the breath and the movements work together, with the movement sort of following the breath. And then drop the hands down by your side, roll the shoulders up, shoulder blades together, and then draw the shoulders down and away from the ears. Move your feet a little bit wider, so maybe a bit wider than hip width. We're just going to get some articulation into the spine, so breath in with the arms to the sky. Cross the arms and just melt your body over your legs, so bend the knees deeply, let the head and shoulders drop, rolling back up. Reach the arms, cross the arms again, give yourself a hug on the way down, melt the belly between the thighs, and rolling up, arms up. Hug yourself, melt the belly down, then the ribs, the chest, shoulders, and head, rolling up. 2 more times. Inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale down. Rolling back up. Hands to the sky, breath in. Hands to heart center. Exhale. Move your feet back right underneath your hips. We are starting with our chair pose. We have already visited it today. So sitting the hips down, reach the arms forward and up. So we're not staying here for long. I just want you to find this alignment. We are moving through this position many times in this practice. So the hips are back and down, the weight is in your heels. Maybe you can lift the toes off the floor and wiggle them a little bit. Arm bones back by the ears. And then we try to make our spine as long as possible. 1 more deep breath in. Exhale, fold forwards. Drop the head. Find your halfway lift, breath in. Step back to a high plank or a low plank if you want to drop your knees to the floor. Pausing here for a moment, once again, just to find the alignment in the position. So we push the floor with the hands, lift the belly button up, and create length between the tailbone and the top of the neck, so we're not sticking our hips up to the sky or letting them drop down to the floor. Really, really long body here. Then come forward. We lower all the way to the floor in one piece. Cobra, inhale. And downward facing dog, exhale. Take a few deep breaths in your downward facing dog. Maybe move your hips a bit from side to side or walk your feet out. Steady inhales and exhales, in and out through the nose. And then feel that your neck is relaxed here. Maybe shake out your head. Let the crown of the head hang down towards the floor. From here, just lift the heels, look forward. You can tippy-toe your way to the top of the mat. Find the feet under the hips. Halfway lift for an inhale. And then bend the knees to fold, exhale. Come all the way up to stand, reaching the hands. And hands to heart center. Exhale. That was our first build. Now we're going to add on. So we flow through the first part, and then we take the add-ons nice and slow. Chair pose, breath in. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Step or jump back to your chaturanga. Come all the way or halfway down. Find your cobra or your upward facing dog. And then downward facing dog, hips up and back. From here, the right heel is going to lift to the sky. Keep the hips square. Flex your foot. And then send your heel away from you. So super, super long leg here. Now take a deep breath in. Maybe that heel can lift higher. Come up high onto the tippy toes of your standing leg. Bring your knee towards your nose. Right knee touches the nose. Then step it forward. Come into your crescent lunge. Arms to the sky. We pause here for a moment. If you feel like there's a lot of pressure in your lower back in your crescent lunge, bend your back knee and then lift your lower belly up a knee. So we have a nice long lower back here. And then as you lift the arms up by the ears, make sure your shoulders are not following and you end up in a little turtleneck. Lowering the elbows down, the shoulders down, lifting the crown of the head up. From here, take an inhale. And then we're going to twist over to the right. So left arm forward, right arm back. Again, holding here for a moment. Expanding between your arms, or between your hands. And the eyes might follow the back hand. So you're looking towards the back of your mat here. And then drop the right arm down. Bring it all the way around. Find your crescent lunge again. Full breath in. And then hands to the floor. Step back. Find your chaturanga. Coming down. Upward dog. And downward facing dog. Take one breath in between. And exhale. Left leg to the sky. Flex your foot and send the heel away from your body. Super long leg. The standing leg can be bent here, but try to keep the top leg straight. And then breathe the heel a little bit higher if you can. Come up high onto your tippy toes of your standing leg. Bring the left knee to touch your nose. And step it between your hands. Find your crescent lunge. Arms up. Same cues as before. If this back leg is straining your back when it's straight, bend it, scoop your belly up, and let your tailbone sink down towards the floor. Or point down towards the floor, I should say. Deep breaths in and out. And from here, take a breath in to lengthen the spine as much as you can. And then we twist to the left arm back, right arm forward, maybe gazing towards the back of the mat, following that left arm. Imagine the fingertips are as far away from each other as they can be here. And full circle with the left arm, it comes down, passes your leg, meets the right arm, comes up to the sky, and then both hands to the floor. Find your chaturanga. Down, upward dog, and downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, and a long breath out. Lift your heels, look forward. Take 2 big steps, or maybe you jump to the front of the mat. Find your halfway lift. And fold. Coming all the way up to stand. Reaching the hands. And draw them to heart center. We add on again, chair pose, inhale. So repeating what we've done. Fold, exhale. Halfway lift. Stepping or jumping back for your chaturanga. Upward dog. Inhale. Downward dog. Exhale. Right heel to the sky. Keep the hips square. Exhale. Bring the knee to your nose. Touch your nose. And then step it forward. Inhale for your crescent lunge. Exhale for your twist. Right arm back. Left arm forward. Full circle with the right arm. Meet the left, maybe a little back bend here as you inhale, and then land in your warrior 2, exhale. So now the back foot is turned flat on the floor. And we are bending a little bit deeper, maybe into that front knee. Now the same thing as in our twist, the fingertips are elongating away from each other, but our gaze is now towards our front hand. Then we hold here for a few breaths. Maybe you can come a little bit lower. We're going to reverse up and over. Reach your right arm into a side stretch. And then chaturanga, hands to the floor. Moving back through your vinyasa sequence all the way up to your downward facing dog. Take an inhale in between. And exhale. Left leg up. Breath in. To your nose, so target curl that knee up to your belly, touch the nose, and then step it, find your crescent lunge. Breath in, and twist to the left. Exhale, that left arm circles all the way down and around. Lift the chest, maybe a back bend. Find your warrior two and land here, nice and strong. So whenever we have moments of stillness, catch your breath. And see if you really can be still in these poses, so we're trying to avoid fidgeting around, adjusting or coming in and out of the pose. There's a lot of movement in this class. So really commit to these still moments that we have in between. Inhale. Maybe come a little bit lower into your front knee. Reverse up and over, breath in. And cartwheel the hands down, find your chaturanga. Upward dog. And downward dog. Find an inhale here. And an exhale. Lift the heels, look forward. Stepping or jumping to the top. Halfway lift. And fold. Hands to the top. Reach. And down to heart. Center, we keep adding on. Chair pose, inhale. Fold, exhale. Find your halfway lift. And your chaturanga, step or jump back. Upward dog. And downward dog. The right leg comes up, inhale. Target curl forward, knee to your nose. Step, crescent lunge, breath in. And twist, exhale. Crescent lunge, inhale, maybe lift the chest. Find your warrior two. Exhale, reverse, breath in. Side angle is next, so the right elbow comes to the knee, or if you have the space, the fingertips, so the hand can come to the floor in front of that foot. You might have to bend your knee a little bit more than you want to be able to reach the floor. Now, look up at your top hand, turn your palm to face the front of the room, and then reach that arm up and over the head. So we're opening up in the chest. And coming into a long side body stretch here. Make sure your shoulders are not closing in. So we're going to open, proud chest. Finding your stillness. Finding your breath. And then reach the arm to the sky again. We reverse again, but this time we stretch the front knee. Reverse your right arm up and over. And bend your knee, coming down through your chaturanga. Or whenever you want to, skip the chaturangas and move into your downward facing dog and wait there. Take a breath in between. And exhale. Left leg to the sky. Exhale to step it forward, but first touch your knee to your nose. Then step. Crescent lunge, breath in. Crescent twist, breath out. Circle the left arm, find an inhale, maybe a back bend. Land in your warrior two, nice and low. Reverse your warrior, breath in. Find your side angle, either with the left elbow to the left knee or the fingertips to the floor. Just make sure if your fingertips are going to the floor, bend your front leg. Now look up at your top hand. Turn the palm to face the front and then reach the arm up and overhead. So really targeting the side body here. Deep breaths. So finding length between the right foot and the right fingertips. And then reach the right arm to the sky. Follow with the left. We're going to reverse our Trikonasana here. So stretch your front leg. Deep breath in. Hands to the floor, chaturanga or downward facing dog. Upward dog. And lift the hips. Exhale. Take a breath in between. And out. Lift the heels, look forward. Find your way to the top of the mat, halfway lift. And fold. All the way to stand, hands to the sky. Hands to your heart. Center, we repeat and add on. Sitting down, chair pose. Find your breath. Slow movement, slow breathing. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Inhale. Downward dog. Exhale, right leg to the sky. Inhale. Tiger curl, touch the nose. Step it forward. Crescent lunge, breath in. Crescent twist, breath out. Full circle with the right arm. Find your crescent, maybe lift the chest. And warrior two. Exhale, really bend your front knee. Reverse, breath in. Side angle, exhale. We reverse and stretch that front knee. Now this time, flex your front foot. Turn your back heel in, so your toes are turned out to the side. We're going to come into a Skandasana. So sit into that back leg. Hands at heart center or on the floor. Now open up the chest. And have your breaths here. So the right toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. They're not rolling inwards. And the left heel does not have to be flat on the floor. It can definitely come off a little bit or a lot. If you want to open, you can reach your left fingertips to the floor and your right hand to the sky. Have a bit of an open twist. Maybe you want to bind by reaching the arms around that left knee. But keep the chest open and the gaze towards the right side. And then release, hands to the floor. We're going to ninja crawl our way to the front of the mat. Bend your front knee, come into your fingertip lunge here. Breath in. Chaturanga. Maybe you want to hover that right leg off the floor as you come through. Upward dog. And downward dog. Inhale. And exhale. Left leg up, breath in. Knee to your nose, tap and step. Crescent lunge, breath in. Crescent twist, exhale, circle the left arm around. Come back up for an inhale, lift the chest. And then warrior two, nice and soft. Flip and reverse, up and over. Side angle is next. Left fingertips down, right fingertips up and over. Now reverse again, but stretch your front leg, flex your foot, and we turn our back heel in. Woo! Maybe lose your balance. But basically we have to shift our feet here so that we have space to come down. Now if the hands at heart center is too much, you can definitely have the hands on the floor and put some weight into the hands. But we are looking for a stretch for the inside of the thigh, and you might even feel a stretch around your right knee here. Keep a proud and open chest. Maybe reach the right fingertips to the floor, open up the left hand, finding an open twist. Or for those of you that are binding, grab around that right knee, clasp your hands, and focus on opening up in the chest. And release. Hands to the floor. We ninja crawl our way to the front. Flip around to your fingertip lunge. So you have to pick up that back heel here to find your lunge position. Breathe in, look forward, and then send your left leg back. You might want to hover it for your chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing dog. Take one breath in and out. Lift the heels, look forward, step or jump. Top of the mat, find your halfway lift. And your fold. All the way to stand, hands to the sky, hands to heart. Center, we have 2 more times, I think, to add on. So take a breath in between here and out. Chair pose, inhale. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga or down dog. Upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg to the sky, breath in. Tiger curl, knee to nose. Step, crescent lunge. Exhale to twist. Back to your crescent lunge, lift the chest. Warrior two, exhale. Nice and long. Flip and reverse, breathe in. Side angle, exhale. Inhale to reverse. Flex your front foot, turn your back heel out. Skandasana to the back of the mat. Inhale, maybe you want to open up the arms. And exhale, hands to heart center or the floor. See if you can use your legs for this transition. Maybe you can avoid touching the floor altogether as we move our way through the front of the mat. Left hand comes down, right arm comes up for our easy twist. And really power up that back leg. We're going to need it in a minute. From here, leaning into your left hand. So the right foot is getting not a lot of weight on the floor. Reach your right fingertips up to the sky and start to move your hips to the side so that you can pick up that right leg and send it back for your side plank. And you can always here drop your bottom knee if a full side plank is not for you. Otherwise, keep pushing that floor away. Lift your waist away from the floor. And then one more thing here before we move into our chaturanga. If you can, lift your right leg off. Bend the knee, put the toes behind you. We're going to move into a wild thing. So from here, the right arm reaches up and overhead. Maybe look over towards the floor at the front of your mat and lift the hips up to the sky. Take a deep breath in. And coming into your high plank, chaturanga is next. Upward dog. And downward dog. Take a deep breath in between and out. Lift the left heel up. Breathe in. Knee to nose. Step it. Find your crescent lunge. Inhale. Crescent twist. Exhale. Circle the arm around. Inhale to lift the chest. And then land in your warrior two. Reverse. Breath in. Side angle. Breath out. Reverse again, or stretch your front leg. Flex those toes. Turn your back foot out. Find your Skandasana. And inhale to maybe open the arms. And then bring the hands to heart center or to the floor. If your hands are on the floor for this transition, see if you can get light on your fingertips. So we want to use the legs as much as we can. If you're not using your hands, bring them to heart center and we ninja our way whoop, to the front of the mat. Right hand down, left arm up. Pick up your right heel if you haven't already. Finding your easy twist. And then same thing here. Get really heavy in your right hand. Push the floor away. So don't let your hips drop here as you get heavy into your right hand. Lift the hips off the floor or away from the floor. Start to get light on your left foot. Maybe you can pick it up and then send it back for your side plank. You might want to drop your right knee to the floor, and that is completely fine. Or you stay with your legs off the floor. Now lift the waist away. Stretch your left fingertips up. Have a few breaths here. Now if you can, lift your left leg off. Bend it back. Tip your toes to the floor behind you, finding your wild thing. So this is a back bend, hips to the sky, reaching up and over, down towards the floor with that left hand. And then from here, we come back to our high plank or low plank, chaturanga or downward dog. We meet with our hips to the sky. Take a deep breath in and out. Now lift the hips, look forward. Lift the heels, look forward. Step or jump, top of the mat, halfway lift, and fold. All the way to stand, reach, and hands to heart center. We have one more add-on to do. Okay, stay with me. We flow through all of that. Chair pose, inhale. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Step or jump, chaturanga. Upward dog, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Right leg up, breath in. Knee to your nose. Target curl and step. Crescent lunge. And twist. Crescent lunge, maybe lift. And warrior two. Low, low, low. Flip and reverse. Side angle. Left arm up and over. Stretch your leg, turn your back leg out, find your Skandasana. Have an inhale to maybe open the arms. Exhale to bring the hands to heart center, start to ninja your way forward. Inhale for your easy twist. Heavy into your left hand, find your side plank. Lift the leg, bend it, place it behind you. Wild thing. One breath in. And then come back to a side plank. So, from here, the right leg is going to step forward onto the mat. So bring your knee to your chest. Look at where it's going, and then try to step it there. So we're going back to our easy twist. And then all the way up into a crescent lunge. Sort of making our way back to the start here. But let's have a few breaths here. And then really slowly, keep the arms forward if you can. If not, they can reach out or they can reach back, yeah? So depending on where you feel most stable. But we're gonna come forward into our arrowhead. Get so heavy into your right leg that the left foot does not have any other choice but to come off the floor for a warrior three. Or an airplane with the arms out or back. So up to you here where the arms are going. They want the body to be as long as you can. So how much length can you find between your left foot and the crown of your head or your fingertips if you're reaching forward? And hold for 3, for 2, and 1. Bend both of your knees. Move into stork pose so the left knee comes up into the chest. And then Samasthiti, feet to the floor, hands to heart center. That is the whole flow. So now we have to do the other side. And then we'll flow it together. Okay, inhale here. And exhale. Chair pose, sitting down. Breath in. Folding forwards. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward dog. And downward dog. Left leg up. Breath in. Tiger curl. Crescent lunge. Inhale. Twist. Exhale. Crescent lunge. Lift the chest. Warrior two. Land low. Reverse. Exhale, side angle, reach the right arm. Inhale to come up, stretch your front leg, turn your back leg out. Skandasana. Opening the arms. Hands to heart center or the floor, ninja your way to the front of the mat. Find your easy twist, left arm to the sky. Weight into your right hand, find your side plank. Lift it. And then place your left toes behind you. Wild thing. Deep breath in. Gather the core. Find your side plank again. The left knee comes to your chest and seeks the front of the mat for a crescent lunge. Legs, arms up. And then find some stillness here. Okay, last little movements here. So we want to try to avoid to jump off that back leg here. Try to make the transition smooth. Come forward. Pour all the weight of your body into your front leg so that the back leg can easily float off the floor. Stretch yourself long or to the side or arms to the back. And again, the standing leg can be bent, but try to keep this leg that's up in the air super straight, reaching away from your body, same as the crown of the head is reaching away. And then maybe the arms forward for 3, for 2, for 1. Bend both knees, slowly move into your stork pose, right knee to the chest, and hands to heart center. Deep breath in and out. Okay, that is the whole flow on both sides. Now we're just going to flow it a couple of times. And I want you to think of what I said in the beginning of the breath being the instigator and the body being the follower. And I know that's hard because our breath can kind of get away from us. Go wherever you can, catch it again. Take a deep breath in. And then let your body follow. Okay, here we go. Chair pose, inhale. And fold, exhale. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right leg up, inhale. Tiger curl, exhale. Crescent lunge, inhale. Twist, exhale. Crescent lunge again, lift the chest. Exhale for warrior 2, landing low. Reverse, breath in. Side angle, breath out. Stretch everything, turn out your feet, Skandasana. Inhale, maybe open the arms. Exhale, hands to heart center, ninja your way. Left hand down, right arm up, breath in. And if you can here now, the right leg is not going to come into a side plank. We're just going to pick it up and send it straight behind us for a wild thing. Inhale. And then reverse that, knee to your chest. Step it forward again. Find your crescent lunge. Breath in. Warrior 3. Seamless transition. Lift your left leg up. Inhale for length. Bend your knees. Left knee to your chest. Stork pose. And then hands to heart center. Land on your mat, other side. Chair pose, inhale. Fold, exhale. Halfway lift. Chaturanga or down dog. Upward dog. And downward dog. Left leg up, breath in. Touch the nose with your knee. And step. Inhale for crescent lunge. And twist. Come back to crescent. Warrior 2, exhale. Reverse. Side angle. Stretch everything up. Turn your back foot out. Skandasana. Inhale to open. Exhale to gather the hands. Move forward. Right hand down. Easy twist. Inhale. Pick up your front leg. Step it straight behind you. Find your wild thing on your next breath in. And then step it forward again to the mat. To the front of the mat. Crescent lunge. Slowly into your warrior 3 or airplane. Inhale for length. Exhale, bend the knees coming through. Inhale, lift the knee to the chest. And then hands to heart. Center, deep breath in. And out. One more. Breath in. And out. We're gonna do it all one last time. I want you to try to make it your best one in terms of breathing. So I'm gonna say less things and just let you enjoy the flow. Now your body knows what it's doing. Hopefully. If not, you have me here still. I'm not going anywhere. So just follow along. Breath in for your chair pose. And fold. halfway lift, chaturanga, up dog, down dog, right leg up, tiger curl, crescent lunge, breath in, twist, breath out, crescent lunge, warrior two, reverse, inhale, side angle, exhale, stretch everything, turn your back foot up, skandasana, inhale, open the arms, exhale, close, start to move forwards, easy twist, breath in, transition, right leg to the back, find a wild thing on the next inhale, and step the leg forward again to the front of the mat, crescent lunge, warrior three, have a breath in, and bend your knees, move through to stork, inhale, lift the left knee, and exhale, hands to heart center, last time, we go, chair pose, and fold, halfway lift, chaturanga, up dog, and downward dog, left leg up, deep breath, knee to your nose, crescent lunge, twist, exhale, reach the arms, inhale, and warrior two, exhale, reverse, side angle, stretch everything up, turn your legs out, coming down, skandasana, open the arms, and little ninja crawl, find your easy twist, breath in, pick up your front leg, place it behind you, one more inhale, and then step it forwards again, top of the mat, crescent lunge, reach forward, find your warrior three, extend, bend your knees, coming through, stork pose, right leg up, up, up high, hands to heart center, this time drop the arms by your side, close your eyes, find your breath. See if you can really focus on slowing down the inhales and the exhales. Notice the energy in your body settling down slowly. Like when dust has been kicked up in the air from a car coming past, and then it slowly settles back down to the ground. And notice how your breath has already sort of come back to a normal pace. And you can start drawing them in and controlling them out a little bit slower. And from here, open up the eyes, maybe shake your body a little bit. Well done. We are eventually moving our way down to our stretch, but I have one more challenge for you if you want to. The option for this, we're gonna move into crow pose. If you're not doing an arm balance today, just toe heel your feet wide. Probably the toes will be off the mat so that you can sit your hips down and hold this hip stretch. So it sort of it looks like this, like a little frog. And then from here you can maybe move from side to side a bit, finding an opening of the hips. This is a great place to stay if you just want to observe the arm balance, and then you just move with me when I move on from it. If you're doing crow, we are going to bring our heels together and the toes a little bit apart, like a baby ballerina. Hands to heart center. Lift your heels off the floor, and we're going to squat down. So the knees are going to bend out over the toes. When you get about halfway, hips back, shoulders forward. So you get to about a 90-degree angle. Now place your hands on the floor. Spread your fingertips really wide. The two most important things for the upper body to do here is to push the floor. So you hug and contract the chest. You contract the belly. And then second is to bend the elbows back in space, not out to the side. So then you can bring your knees up high into the armpits. Lean forward, make sure the head and the shoulders comes past the fingertips so that you can maybe lift your toes off the floor and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down or shoot your legs back. Chaturanga, upward dog. We are all meeting in a downward dog. So if you're in your Malasana squat, just walk your legs back and hips to the sky. From here, lift the heels, look forward, just tippy toe your way to the top of the mat. We're going to come into Padagustasana, so the hands are going to go upside down. You might have to bend your knees a lot for this one. And slide the palms of your hands underneath the soles of your feet. So I want the tippy toes to touch the wrist crease. So don't, if you got stiff hamstrings, instead of having your knees straight and being here, where you only have your fingers under your feet, I want you to bend your knees a lot. Slide the hands all the way under. So we want that stretch of the wrist. Then you can draw up your head and shoulders over in your forward fold. If you want an extra stretch of the wrists, you bend your elbows back towards the shins. And you can pour some weight forward into the balls of your feet to massage inside of the palms of the hands a little bit. Maybe a little sway from side to side. Shake out your head, no. Nod it, yes. And then release the hands from underneath your feet. Sit the hips down to the heels. Reach the arms forward. Similar to what we did in the beginning, but we're going to reverse it. We're going to, without using the hands, if you can, try to sit the butt onto the floor and then roll all the way down to your back. Have a little bit of a break here. Maybe walk the feet wide and drop the knees towards each other. It might feel nice also to do some windscreen wipers with the knees from side to side here. Let them drop from right to left. And then walk the feet back into hip width apart. We're moving into our bridge pose. So push the feet into the floor, lift the hips off the floor, and then shimmy your shoulder blades underneath you here so that the chest is nice and open. And then maybe you want to clasp the hands underneath you. If that doesn't work, just keep the palms into the floor here. Opening up into the front body. Engaging your glutes to lift the hips up. Deep breaths. Let's do 3 more. 1, 2, last one, come up a bit higher, 3, and slowly lower down. Any counter position you want here, maybe constructive rest, or you can hug the knees in, happy baby, or come back to that windscreen wiper movement. We're gonna do one last back bend. It can be your bridge again, or maybe your wheel. If you're doing your wheel, hands under your shoulders, lifting the hips, and then pushing up. If you do a bridge, just do exactly what you did before. We are here for 5 breaths. 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5, and slowly coming down. Hug the knees to your chest this time. Give your lower back a massage on the floor. I'm gonna do a little hip stretch before we move into our Shavasana. So hook the right ankle over the left knee for a figure 4 position, and then grab a hold of your left knee and gently pull it in towards your chest. Close the eyes, take deep breaths. Keep the figure 4 position, but maybe you now want to stretch your left leg up. So we add in a hamstring stretch here. And take deep breaths once again. See if you have any tension in your neck. Try to release the head and the neck to the floor, even though the arms are working. And release that leg. We're just going to move to the other side. Left ankle over the right knee, and then hug the right knee in towards the chest. Taking this opportunity to let the practice settle in the body. We have done a lot of moving, which is really nice, but then it feels extra nice to slow it all down and find some stillness. So see if your energy is still fidgety, or you're moving a lot or thinking a lot. See if you can try to bring yourself back to this very position, finding some stillness in the body and quieten the mind a little bit. Then if you haven't already, you can stretch your right leg up, or just keep stretching your hip in the figure 4 stretch that we just did. And release. Last little thing here. Happy baby, grab a hold of your feet, either from the inside or the outside. Try to stack the knees on top of, the heels on top of the knees. And then do a little wobble from side to side. If you want, you can stretch one knee and then the other knee, moving into your adductors a little bit here. And when you feel ready for it, coming into your Shavasana, sliding the legs long on the mat, fidgeting and moving yourself into complete stillness here. Really noticing that contrast between moving the body a lot and breathing a lot, heart rate being high, to not moving at all. The breath is still there, but it's slower and maybe deeper. And the heart rate is slow as well. So just let yourself take these next 10 or so breaths in complete stillness. The only thing that is moving is the body when it draws the breath in and lets the breath back out. Expansion and contraction. Take 3 really conscious breaths here. Last one. Feel the heaviness of the body, the fullness of the breath. And then you can start to move fingers and toes, the ankles and wrists. Clasp your hands again. Give your body a full stretch. Arms overhead, feet away. And then hug the knees to the chest. Curl yourself up to a little ball. And either by rolling onto your side or just sitting up however you feel like, cross the legs. Hands to heart center. Let's close the eyes again if they're not already closed. Deep breath in here. And long, slow breath out. We bow the head to the fingertips in gratitude to ourselves, the practice, and everyone else for practicing this class with us. Namaste.